Hey there, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. Welcome to 2023. Ooh, 2024. Yeah, 2024. Okay, so we're gonna look today at the overall energies to really be paying attention to this year for you, how best to handle them, what's going to be resolved, what we're working through, because this year is kind of a setup for 2025, 2026, and 2027. So because it's an 8-year, we need to look at where we can master the things that we need to in order to bring in the best results for ourselves on our journey here, our soul's journey. So you already have a very interesting thing happening here. Okay, so all right, Pisces, here we go. So for you, the things to be really paying attention to is you have the planet Uranus. All right, so Uranus is in Taurus, so it's in the energy of choice and decision making for you this year. It is going to be there through 2024. So, but then it's going to move into Gemini, and it will be a little triggering right there toward the end. So here's the thing: you have a lot of choices and decisions to make about where you want to be a little more creative and how you want to manage things. You are going to be pressured by the energy of Sagittarius this year. So Sagittarius is a square energy to yours, which makes it creates a focal point. Things to really consider, things to really think about, and what direction you're going to go in. And the thing, the house that you're going to be working with the most is your energy of the second house. And the second house is self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. It is around finances, right? And so it's a really good time to look at, especially with Uranus in Taurus, which is about financial institution. Well, it's more about your personal money. Financial institutions is really more of Capricorn energy. This is around your money, how you make your money, how you spend your money, but also it's around your foods, resources, and global. Feels very global here. So what you feed your body temple and how you spend. Okay, so how you choose, they're saying, how you choose to spend your money, because you vote with your dollars, right? So you choose to support this particular situation or another. So for instance, I choose to, whenever possible, to buy from the local farmers market and organic if they have it. That's my first place at the farmer stand that I go to is the organic farmer. And then after I buy whatever I can there, then I start looking around because I support the local farmers, right? And so that's how I choose to spend my money. I shop at the local bakery in town. I try to support my local community, and I found there's a little local farm that's got a little farm store there where they sell some of their farm goods, and so they're next on my list. They're not in my town though, so there's a little more of a challenge, but I found something that's very interesting, so I'm going to check that out. So I vote with my dollars that way. I choose to support local. I choose to not necessarily buy from certain countries. Because I don't like their labor practices. And I think this is sort of what you're being asked to look at, because Sagittarius energy is definitely about having the knowledge and the understanding. It's what do you know and how do you use that information. It's about setting your sights on something and learning more about it. And so there is this process here this year of understanding what is of value to you, things that you need to know more about to dig in a little deeper, and then the radical changes that you make in your life using that energy of choice and decision making that you get from Uranus being in Taurus for the rest of this year before it shifts signs. So these things kind of read like a little story, so we're going to go with that, and then we'll get into the 9-card spread, and we'll pull some additional cards for information for you. So it says here, and then an unusual example of insights to understand your beliefs. And so something is going to come along this year that is going to be, it's going to be different than the way you viewed something before. And with Saturn and Neptune in your signs, they're also wrapping up being in your sign this year. You have a very busy year here with Uranus also being in here. And the North Node is going to be moving into your sign at the end of the year. We already have a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces happening on September 17th. And so already the North Node is starting to creep into your sign. And so what direction, where do you want to aim that arrow at? And so there is this unusual example that is going to come through, something that you're going to see that's going to create an insight to help you to understand what is true for you, what are the beliefs for you, what is important to you. And so with Uranus, you also get a different way of looking at the wisdom of what you value. Right? And so again, it's like, how do you choose and make choices and decisions around what is true for you? Your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. Who do you hang out with? Who has value? Who appreciates the value of you? And how do you assign value to the things in your life? And then we have the unexpected change that results from the understanding of your resources. And so your resources are really highlighted this year. And what are resources? Resources is your emotional energy, your financial energy, your time, your knowledge, your wisdom, especially knowledge and wisdom coming into play because of Sagittarius being here. So how do you choose to use your resources to make a change in your life that has value, long lasting for you, that sets you into a nice foundational energy to move into what is going to be a kind of chaotic time? But the North Node will be going through your sign as we enter into this chaotic time. And so I find that as we wrap up the Piscean age and you shift your focus into where you go from here, right? Where does that Pisces energy go from here as it moves? Because after the North Node goes through your sign, it goes into Aquarius, which is interesting, right? Because we're shifting out of Pisces energy into Aquarian energy. And so as this energy is moving in this direction, it feels like the more that you can flow with the changes. And what have you learned on this journey through Pisces? How has your soul grown over, timelines and lifetimes and this lifetime? And so this understanding and this knowledge comes through to really aid you. And so we have stirring up the situation by using your highest ideals patiently. So it's interesting because you have this mutable energy coming through of Sagittarius, but Sagittarius likes that. It's impulsive. It's an impulsive change. And Uranus is an impulsive change, but the second house energy is ruled by Taurus, which is very patient. And so I think that you get this information and everything, but the change you want to make, I think the change in the idea and the radicalness of the change that you want to create, it comes through suddenly, and it's in your first impulse is, well, let's do that. You're a mutable sign. You're willing to change. But there is something about allowing the change to unfold into divine timing. And so it's going to be by checking out what's going on in your life and understanding what is the right pace for you. What helps you to ground that energy, right? It's the idea of Uranus and Taurus is like the lightning bolt. It's the tower, like the sudden download, the sudden insight, and then grounding it. How do we create stability out of this big change? And so that is going to be a challenge, a quest for you this year. So it says to be open to new ideas about the rules of what you want. Be open to new ideas about the rules of what you want. So Taurus, Saturn in your sign is all about rules and structures. And Neptune has a wide open way of looking at it. And those are both going to be in the energy, especially Neptune right now is in the energy of choice and decision making. But Saturn's moving closer and closer to it with Uranus. They're going to be allowing you to make these choices and changes in your life that structure it. And so the old ways are falling away and the new ways are coming in, and it's up to you to choose what is new for you, what works for you. And so you have invent a way to get out to the world and get what you need. And so you are going to be resourcing things in a new way. So whether it's your food or it's a job situation or how you market yourself out into the world, how you create income and resources for yourself, how you create things that things around your sense of value of yourself. How do you value yourself and how do you show it? And so this is a very creative energy that feels very inspired and very potent in so many ways for you. So let's get into the 9-card spread, and then we'll pull the other cards for it. But overall, it looks like you're really being set up in a way that is going to be surprising to a lot of people, and maybe even to you this year. I think they're going to be like, Pisces is doing what? You're making this change. How? Okay. So this is the year of the 8. 2024 adds up to an 8, and it is about self-mastery. It's about, and Saturn in your sign is about mastering that energy. And so you're going to transform this energy by mastering your fears. Taking the wisdom and the knowledge that you have gained along the way to trust. So overall energy, you've got the Fool, and this Fool is interesting because he looks like he's standing in the middle of the wheel, right? The wheel of fortune, the wheel of cycles, the wheel of changes. The North Node, that eclipse that we're having in your sign in September is right before the seasonal change, and so it may take you until then to really get things rolling on something. But I wouldn't wait. Like, don't wait for it. It just might be that that's when something really starts to kick in. I wouldn't wait for it. But there you do have the card of patience, right? But the astrology this year definitely has most of the forward movement going on from January into May. And then planets start retrograding. And so that retrograde energy is going to cause us to have to look in different ways. And so it's almost like, oh, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's what it's going to feel like this year. Because look, you've got the Fool and you've got the energy of the 9 of the Hermit pulling your energy into reassessing. So 1 step forward, and then you step back and you reassess, and you may redirect yourself, right? With all these retrogrades. And so in the autumn time, you may find yourself redirecting the direction you go in. Don't be afraid to it's not second guessing, it's reassessing. There's a lot of retrogrades, which is the reassessing, the reevaluating. What is of value to you? What move do you want to make next? And be open and willing to make these changes. The 9 is really showing up for you very strongly here, because the key to the situation is the 9 of Cups. And you see that ladybug of luck there, right? And so it is about you choosing what brings the joy and what brings the happiness. You're in the energy of choice and decision making. And it may be that you start rolling in a direction, you're like, yeah, this is not really working the way I'm going to try something else. And I think the more that you're open to shifting and changing, and with Uranus being there, like the sudden downloads, insights, and the willingness to change direction, and Sagittarius energy of being willing to change directions, I think that, you're going to find that it changes the thing this year for you, and that it is a good thing for you. So what is on your mind? You are trying to build and create the sense of stability that's emotional. So this guy he's creating from the heart space, a vision, a dream, a goal. This is Saturn and Neptune in your sign, Pisces. This is your opportunity to really build the structure around your dream, and your dream, you have this fulfillment of the emotional satisfaction of the 10 of Cups coming up here. And what's interesting about this 10 of Cups is it doesn't have a rainbow in it. And so usually when I look at the 10 of Cups and they have the rainbow, and I always think, wow, then there was a storm. This doesn't look like that. There is a storm that has happened, but you're not seeing it here. So you're like, how do I get to this happiness without the storm? Well, you're going to have to move out of your gloomy energy. I think that, yeah, okay. Because here we have this 5 of Pentacles here in what is draining your energy. And so it's so easy to get caught up in the emotional energy around you, particularly when you're an empathic sign, a water sign, but Pisces in particular can get really deep into the water. And so this is where we have to overcome this. So this energy of 5 is really showing up here a lot in the struggle energy. Okay, because the energy to overcome here is the 5, the Hermit, and what's draining your energy is the 5 of Pentacles. So a lot of, this is kind of like that Taurus energy of there being an authority, and look, he's coming to pay homage to this this guy, like, I need you, right? He's dressed in purple. I need you to tell me what my higher self says. And that's not true. You need you to talk to your higher self, right? And so one way to look at this would be you talking to your higher self, having regular conversation. And if this is something that you have not built into your daily practice, or at least your weekly practice, Pisces, you need to do that now. Everybody, that is going to be, when we create the calm inside of us and the connection inside of us to our higher selves, and we begin to understand that it is our energy that expands out into the universe and creates our situation, then when we begin to recognize the power that we have, and that it's all within, and we are not looking for validation, self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, that card of the two, right? The second house. When we stop looking for it out there, but we start finding it in here, then from here it expands out there and it manifests and creates what we want, and it draws and attracts us into our lives. About 10 years ago, maybe a little longer, my life was I have a Pisces moon, and my life was in complete turmoil. Most things were kind of a shit show, to be honest, but not my career. But everything else was like really in a mess emotionally. If there was any emotional attachment to it, it was crazy. And one of my clients said to me one day, she goes, "You're a drama magnet." She's from Canada, so she actually said a drama magnet. But anyway, I was like, oh my God, I am. And so how do I change that? How do I change attracting drama into my life to attracting peace and calm in my life? And I realized it was an inside job, not an outside job. I can't control what anybody else is doing out there. I can only control my reaction and my response to it. So I started focusing on that. And I got to tell you, my life has changed so much. And it wasn't overnight. It wasn't overnight. But the insight was overnight. And I kind of feel like there's something in your life that's going to come through like that, where you suddenly realize you can manifest and control. So if you feel like you don't have enough money or enough resources or enough, people don't value you enough, or they don't respect you enough, self-value, self-worth, self-esteem part of it, or the financial part of it, the resource part of it, whatever that is, it isn't because people out there are viewing you that way. They're reflecting back as a mirror to you what it is that you see yourself as. So it's time for you to start to see yourself. In positive affirmations really work. Using the violet flame of transmutation, working with Saint Germain really helps. There's a lot of tools out there. And I really do invite you at this moment to come over to Facebook. I have a group there. And we're going to start something new there. And so you'll want to be in the group in order to join into it. But we're going to start to get together one Sunday evening a month. And we're going to start looking at some of these things. And so you may pick up some tools that you can use there. But if you don't come there, there are anywhere on YouTube, there's all kinds of stuff, right? There's all kinds of stuff. You need a good, strong connection to your higher self, so that you can be, when that North Node moves into your sign fully, by the end of the year, you can be fully attached to your connection to your higher self, so that the downloads and the information you're receiving will help to point you in a direction that really benefits your life and helps you to really manifest and create what you want. Because what do you need to transform in your life? We've got the card of the devil, right? This Capricorn energy here. Pluto moving out of Capricorn. Thank God. At the end of the year, he's gone for good. He's going to spend the next 20 years in Aquarius. I have to tell you, when you are in the sign next to something that's going on, you see it, you observe it, but it's not a direct hit. It's not a direct impact, right? Because it's out of the energy of choice and decision making. It's not there. It's not trining your energy. It's not flowing. It's not squaring your energy. It's your next door neighbor. You hear the party going on over there. It might keep you up at night, but honestly, it's not directly affecting your choices and your decisions and how energy is flowing to you. You know what's going on, but you are not as severely impacted. So you have like 2 decades Because it'll be there for 20 years before it gets into your sign when the renovation starts happening with Pisces. And when it starts happening with Pisces, that's when we're fully going to be into that Aquarius energy, right? That is where we're really going to be doing that, because it's going to be unearthing and reconfiguring the Piscean energy, and we'll begin transmuting out of that, transitioning out of that Piscean age. And so right now he's kind of laying the groundwork over there in Aquarius. And so pay attention, yes. But when you have the Devil card, the devil is not toxic people or situations or anything. It's just fear. It's fear. And here in the heart space, we have more fear. Eight of Swords. Feeling stuck. Feeling stuck. And you're not stuck. You're not stuck. I'm going to say that one more time. You're not stuck. You've got Saturn helping you to create new structures. You've got Neptune showing you all the options and the opportunities. You've got Uranus going to give you sudden opportunities and downloads and insights if you're paying attention. You're not stuck unless you choose to be. And so Pisces, for you this year, it's about focusing on what is the joy and what is the happiness. Letting go of the lower vibrational energies by saying, I can do anything I want. I have the capability. And so it's about, what are you passionate about? What are you inspired by? You have the Ace of Wands and the action to take. You have the Ace of Wands, but it's the Ace of Pentacles. I was like, but he's holding a pentacle. Wow, even better. This is laying the foundations to build something of value, right? That is that second house energy. Here we have this Five of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, I don't have enough. It makes me so sad. And here you're like, no, here's your new opportunity, this Ace of Pentacles. And right now, as I'm recording this, we're walking up to this new moon in Capricorn. Now, I don't really know when these videos are going to get out this week, but I'm going to put them all out this week. The new moon in Capricorn was on Thursday. I don't know. I think these will probably come out on Saturday, but you're still in the energy of that. And we're about to get a real pile up of planets here in Capricorn to assist you in deciding and discerning what is it you want to lay the foundation of. You got Saturn that rules Capricorn in your sign, helping you do this. We've got Mars. We'll have Venus soon. Mercury's on its way back, and the Sun. We've got all the personal planets hanging out in Capricorn. Personal planets say, this is all about you. It's an inside job. What are you going to do? This isn't even being affected by the outer world. We still have, by the end of this month, on the 20th, Pluto is going to move into Aquarius. So it's still there just a little bit, but mostly the energy you're dealing with is the personal planets over the next, 4 or 5 weeks here, saying, hey, let's look at this. What is it you want? Plant your seed of intention and be willing to take the action for it. Now, I have to tell you, they told you were going to have to be patient. It's that Taurus energy. And we have the Seven of Pentacles here for the outgoing energy, which is definitely saying that you're going to have to be patient and allow things to mature, to develop. It's not going to happen overnight. And so I do feel like there's going to be this stop, start, redirect energy going on. But look, your greatest resource, you have the Four of Wands. Your greatest resource is the structure that you're building, the family you're creating. Your family could be by blood or by community, right? It is the joy that you find, the Four of Wands, creating that stability that Saturn is offering to work with you, right? This Three of Pentacles over here to help you to build and create something that has this foundation. But look, it's a tree house. It's a little unusual. It's a little different. But look at the joy. And so whatever it is that you're creating this year, it needs to be done from joy. This Eight of Swords in the heart space doesn't belong there. When we get out of our head and into the joyful heart, not the victim heart. When we get heart-centered on what brings us joy and what brings us happiness, what it does is it brings us luck. That ladybug is saying, focus on the joy and the happiness, and the luck will follow. Okay? Focus on the joy and the happiness. The luck will follow this year. And you will create something that has a sense of stability. And that tree house, too. And look at it. It feels like it's got roots and wings. Whatever this thing is that you're creating, will have roots and wings. Ooh, look at this beautiful spiraling energy. This is the spiraling up energy. It also kind of looks like an octopus tentacle. An octopus, they sense their environment through all of the little suction cups on their. So you'll sense the environment and know which direction to move in using your superpower here. So, oh, look, it's called New Direction. I love this so much. Energetically, your life is ready to move in a new direction, but you have to allow for this to happen. So again, there's a little bit of patience involved. Have you noticed that you do the same things each day, that you've fallen into a routine? This is the energy of being kind of stuck in a routine also, because this does represent Taurus, and it is this energy of we've done it this way, we're going to keep doing this way, and Uranus is in Taurus going, yeah, not so much right now. We got to make some changes, right? We got to be willing to shift. So it's time to break free from the daily patterns you have created in your life. Uranus in Taurus is saying it is time to break free from the daily patterns you have created in your life and be willing to shift directions and aim for something new. Sagittarius energy, right? So it is time to be spontaneous. And I'm going to say optimistic, right? Sagittarius is so optimistic. And love him or hate him, it doesn't matter. Every time Joe Biden gives a speech, I know that he's a Sagittarius because he says, I've never been more optimistic. Whether or not it's grounded and founded in anything that you think is real doesn't matter. It is that energy of being optimistic, because that energy of optimism is the energy that you want to be creating from, right? The joy. So be optimistic, be spontaneous, do something different, shake up your life a little. Okay, when you do this, you open your energy to the possibilities of something new and revive your passion for living. The energy of the universe is ready to flow, and by consciously breaking free of the routines and the patterns that you have created in your life, you allow space for new and different to manifest. And so this year, as you break free from old patterns, when that North Node gets into your sign next year, you're going to be ready. You're going to be ready to redirect your energy. And so I think part of the reason that there's patience involved here is because there's going to be a necessity of allowing that energy to get there. And honestly, if you are Pisces rising, the North Node is in your second house. It's in your second house. That's Aries. It's there helping you to look at this energy around. I love that you got these cards. The energy around what is of value to you. So you have the silver lunar dragon. So on February 11th this year, we get our Lunar New Year, and this year it is the Metal Dragon. And Metal Dragon is about using your fire and your passion and your creativity to go for what you want. And because it's metal, it's about manifesting and creating something here in the 3D. So it's a big shift of energy. So the silver lunar dragon bathes you in the divine feminine light. This feels very Pisces. Come into balance. Practice peace and harmony and cooperation, right? Go within to create the center of calm here and the attractive energy of joy here, so that you can then put it out into the world and receive it. So expand your causal chakra. Again, there is a need. The causal chakra is back here. You know, on the Egyptians where they showed the little pointed head, that was because of the moon. The moon is Mother Earth's causal chakra, and we all have one too. We just don't engage with it as much as we should. But the more time that you spend in meditation, the more that you create a stronger connection to your higher self, the more you're going to develop this energy, and the more that you can use it as a compass to direct you on your steps as you move forward. And then we have the blue, royal blue and gold dragon strengthens you to stand in your power with wisdom. That feels very Saturn in your sign. Strength and power, creating the structure. Awaken to your own majesty when you wear the power, the cloak of power with pride, right? Your own majesty, your own sense of self-value, self-worth, self-esteem, to go out there and create your dreams. That is what is on the offer this year. 2024 is asking you to dream just a little bit more, to find the joy, to seek the joy. You have the Honorable Warrior, Mars. So Mars is going to do a retrograde from 16 degrees of Cancer to about 6 degrees of Leo. Well, actually starts at Leo and backs up and then comes forward. But it spends a lot of time in Cancer, and that energy trines your energy. And so Mars, though he is not happy there, he is about understanding how to balance your emotional energy so that it doesn't defeat you, right? So I take a stand for positive change. I take a stand for positive change. Using that Mars energy. Mars is in Capricorn right now. Energy of choice and decision making. And he's going to move into your sign to really help you to strengthen and have the fortitude, right? And then it's going to move into Aries where he's at home. He's going to be really fired up, and that'll be an interesting time. Then he gets into Taurus, and he's going to conjunct with Uranus this year. And so look for that moment when that happens. You know, I'm not really sure. Let me see if I can quickly tell you a time frame for that, because that is going to be a very, very powerful conjunction for you when Saturn. So Saturn is in your sign during March. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. He's always there. We're looking at Mars. Mars. Where's Mars? Okay. Mars is going to conjunct with Uranus in Taurus. In July? July 20th. Lots of stuff going on that week. Mercury is going to get into shadow. There's a lot happening there. But, okay. So, middle of summer, that midsummer's energy, there's that, but it is, the energy will build for a while. That's the exact day of it. It will build toward it, and it will move away from it. So pretty much from the solstice, like the summer months, you're really going to have this opportunity to take a stand for positive change in your life and see what it is you want to make. So kind of laying the foundation and the groundwork through May, and then as the planets start stationing retrograde, a chance to really stand up for the changes that you want to make. You have rose quartz and seraphonite as two. Seraphonite to connect with your higher self. Look, they're really asking you, and to connect through the heart space. That's what they're asking you to do this year. They're asking you to really get in touch with your higher heart, where you create the joy, so that you can connect to the higher realms, so that you can move your life in the direction you want. Neptune is about to leave your sign. He's been hanging out there for a while, and you're going to miss him when he's gone. So make the most of what time you have left with him. So my mind and spirit are connected with each other and the divine. I allow love and open my heart to attention, affection from my romantic partners. So you can attract your soulmate this year. You can increase your feelings of comfort and acceptance, right? That Five of Pentacles energy can be really taken away, but it starts with amplifying unconditional love for yourself first, and then you can cultivate it into your friends groups, your family groups, and your outside relationships. But it has to start with how you feel and view yourself. Self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. That's really important. Remember that the divine spark within, aspire toward enlightenment, increase mental clarity and intelligence, and improve your telepathic communication skills. Daily would be best, but several times a week, take a moment to connect in with spirit. Just connect in. There's so many ways to do it. You can do it through guided meditations. You can do it through pulling cards for yourself. You can do it through journaling. You can do it through straight up meditation. However you choose to do it, do what's comfortable for you. But Pisces, you're already wired for it. It's just a matter of making time for it. All right? You guys have a great 2024. I am doing a course that starts at the end of this month and so the information for all that will be in the description box below. But we're going to take a look at your personal chart. And this is a very limited class. It's only going to be for 10 people. We're going to pull your chart every week, and we're going to look at different aspects. And so you will learn about astrology, but mostly you will learn about yourself. It is an opportunity to really understand what your gifts are, what your strengths are, where are the likely challenges in your life, And what are the tools that you came in armed and dangerous with to overcome the challenges? Where do you really, bring it all together? And so you'll be learning about astrology, but you're going to be learning about your chart and yourself first and foremost. And a little astrology is going to creep its way in, and you can use it then to understand other things as we go along in life. You start to recognize patterns, but come and get to know yourself better. So information for that is in the description box below, and it's in my Facebook group, which I really do encourage you to go over there and check out. I do the daily astrology over there, but there's a lot of other things going to start happening over there. So you get a chance to connect in a little stronger, right, on a daily basis. Okay, so you guys take good care. I will talk to you soon.